Meanwhile, U.S. stocks rallied on Wednesday after the Federal Reserve kept rates unchanged, as widely expected, and the central bank and investors continue to gauge how President Donald Trump's tariff policies affect the economy and inflation. The central bank kept its benchmark overnight interest rate unchanged in the 4.25% until 4.50% range and indicated that 2 quarter-point interest rate cuts were likely later this year, the same median forecast as 3 months ago.
The Fed also forecast a slower economic growth and higher inflation.
Yes, the Fed did nothing, but they did have a lot to say. So, growth ratcheting down, 2.1% down to 1.7. Inflation ratcheting up, 2.5 to 2.8. Last time they said risks are in balance. This time, they didn't say it. And they used the magic word, uncertainty. Since the Beige Book on March 5th, when that came out, the Fed used the word uncertainty, uncertainties 47 times. That's more than COVID. That's more than the financial crisis. That's more than the popping of the tech bubble. So this is apparently the most uncertain time ever. And that's what they said. Uncertainty has increased. And look, we all know this is coming down to Trump and tariffs, and no one really knows how it's shaking out. That's what the Fed's saying.
Policymakers disagreed about the path forward, pointing to uncertainty among members about how to handle the effects of Trump's plans. The Fed also said it would reduce the pace of the drawdown of its still massive balance sheet as it faces challenges in assessing market liquidity during an ongoing impasse in the U.S. Congress over lifting the government's borrowing limit. Traders still see the Fed lowering borrowing cost by at least 225 basis points cuts by December, with a 62.2% chance for a cut of at least 25 basis points in June, according to data compiled by LSEG.
Fed does have room to cut rates about another 50 bips to be what I would call in normalcy, but they're not in a rush given all this uncertainty.
The S&P 500 gained 60.63 points or 1.08% to end at 5,675.29 points, while the Nasdaq Composite gained 246.67 points or 1.41% to 17,750.79. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 383.32 points or 0.92% to 41,964.63.